I have one of the legends of Notre Dame. This guy is such a legend. We heard whispers of him while I was at school, and we would all play better. He's the 1988 national champion, Super Bowl champion of Super Bowl 29. He was also a five-time Pro Bowler, and he was on a celebrity television show. We are talking about none other than the man from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the legend, Ricky Waters. Welcome, Ricky.
Hey, how are you doing, Ryan? It's great to be on, bro.
It's great to see you again. You came and visited us once, and it was like the ground, just you floated above the ground in front of us. You were the Ricky Waters, man, and I love what you've done. You've published a book, and I love the title, For Who, For What, A Warrior's Journey.
Yeah.
What made you write that book?
Well, because there are a lot of things that you go through when you're playing that people don't understand or might not know, the things that go on behind the scenes and things of that nature, things that are happening with you in your life while that was going on. And I just wanted to give people perspective on it. And really, it was more for the young people, how to mentor, a way of mentoring them, so that, because a lot of young people come up to me and after reading that book and they say, man, I didn't know you dealt with the same things I dealt with, and the things that, I felt insecure about and all those things. I put those things out there so that people can understand that I'm still human. And even though we try to be superhuman on the field, I'm just a person like anybody else.
Well, you didn't try to be superhuman on the field. You were superhuman on the field, especially for Notre Dame. And Ricky, give us some perspective on what that 1988 championship year was like. What was your favorite game?
Every game was great. Every single game, because the greatest thing is that we had such a hard schedule, and for us to do it, Michigan was a tough team right out the bat. Michigan State after that. Then, of course, the Miami game was, that was the creme de la creme. But also West Virginia to get the championship, and Major Harris and the people that we had to deal with, and that was their best team in years, and we always get people's best whenever we play them. Pittsburgh, Stanford, those teams, they play over their head for some reason when they play us. So to be able to do what we were able to do and to win every game that we were in, and because when it's in the beginning of the season, you're thinking, man, we just want to win, and to be able to do that was awesome.
What was the key factor, in your opinion, about that 1988 team that made you all national champions? Was it work ethic? Was it camaraderie? Was it accountability? If you had to put your finger on one thing that made you guys great, what was it?
All of the above. The fact that we loved playing for each other. We had really good veterans on that team. I wasn't a veteran at that time. I was younger. I was a sophomore. So we had great veterans, but then we had great young players that were hungry like myself and wanted to win and wanted to do, so well for the university, for ourselves, for our families. It just really came together. We got, that guy at the front that we really needed, and Tony Rice. We had Speed and Rocket Ismail. We had the running backs, like myself and Reggie Brooks. We had Tony Brooks. We had some really tough runners, and it just all came together. Our defense was very stingy, hard hitting. I could just name all kind of players off of that team, off the defense, Stonebreaker and everybody. But it's the way we came together, Todd Light, Pat Terrell. It's just the way we came together and we played for each other. We believed that we were supposed to win. Coach Holtz made us believe. We would sink into the carpet. He'd tell us, man, this is how you're going to play this game today or tomorrow or whenever it was that, you're going to come out, you're going to do all these great things. You're going to make these great plays. We saw it before we ever went on the field, and we believed it. And when we got out there, we played like it.
Well, a lot of people know your best plays at Notre Dame, but take us into the recruiting. Harrisburg, PA, I know it's a long drive to Notre Dame. But what was the deciding factor for you in coming and choosing Notre Dame?
Yeah, it was very tough. I went to a lot of great I could have went anywhere. So I went to great teams and took visits and all that. Penn State was, high on my list at the time. They just won the national championship. But Coach Holtz, he came to see me so many times. He was so good in when he talked to my parents, they were just like, "Hey, that's it." I went to Catholic school my whole life, so Catholic school was very important to my parents, and private schooling, something like a Notre Dame or a West Point, they would push me in that direction anyway. So the fact that he showed so much support for me, and he came at different times. I had a track meet. There was different things that he came for that I really appreciated. They named the day after me and had like a parade and all this stuff. And he was there and just made me feel wanted. When I came on campus, Mark Green was my host, had such a great time with him and all the other guys, Corny Southall. There was just so many guys that were so awesome when I went there that I said, man, this would be a great place to play. I met Andre Jones when I was there, guys that came in with me, Todd Light. We all kind of came in at the same time. Man, what if we all came together? What if we all just played right here at Notre Dame? And it was like, man, we should do that. And then we all did it, and we came here, and we believed that if we did that, we would have a chance to win the national championship, and we did. It's just amazing to even think back on it. And even when I think about the team that we had, all the players, we're so close to this day. Rocket Ismail, that's my man. You know what I mean? Todd Light, that's my man. If I go in their area, that's where I'm staying. If I go to Dallas, if I go to LA, I'm staying with those guys. If they come to my neck of the woods, come stay with me. Don't spend no money. You know what I mean? That's the way we are to this day. So I think it was that really put us over the top.
I think that's the best way to summarize we are ND. Hey, if you're in my area, don't waste money on a hotel room.
That's
now
right.
that you've had some time to get away from, your Notre Dame experience as a player, what's it mean to you? You came back to get your degree from
Yes.
Notre Dame. What's it mean to you to be a Notre Dame alumni? Look at that. Beautiful.
To have this right here,
just laying around, just sitting there. Yeah, right between your championship rings. I like it, man.
It's always close to me. But, man, it meant so much. And I would tell anyone, young people, it's never too late. Older guys, if you're like right there and you're thinking, well, man, I got kids now. I'm doing all these things in my life. Is it so important to go back? Yes, it is. Man, I went back and it was great for me. And I had such a great perspective on it this time. It was like before I was sitting in the back, chilling and whatnot. Now I'm up front. I'm talking to the professors afterwards. I'm going through it with them and everything. I'm understanding what I'm there for. And I'm also setting an example. I have two sons, one's 20 and one's 14. And they both went back with me. I went to University of San Francisco to take some of the credits, but then I came back for a couple summers in a row that I came back and hung out at Notre Dame. And that was just so good for my kids. They loved it. Everyone treated them great. They talk about the fireflies and all the stuff and the great food and all the, there's so much to talk about, the grotto and everything, touchdown Jesus. They loved it all and they soaked it all up. And I love that I could give that to them and they could see that and understand why the place is so special and why it was even important for me to go back and get my degree. And they're, my older son, he's in college now. He knows I got to get that degree. My youngest son, he's already talking about, I want to get a scholarship, Dad, so you don't have to pay for college.
You're saying, please get a scholarship. So,
they got their head on straight. And I think a lot of it has to do with being the leader in the family and showing them that it's never too late.
Well, we have a lot of leaders from the Giving Society that watch this show, and I'm sure some of them were either 49ers fans when you were there, or as many of us do, the Notre Dame alumni, when we know there's a Notre Dame alumni playing in the Super Bowl, as it often happens because we have the most players in the NFL from a university. Just saying, give us a story about that Super Bowl 29 season.
Oh, my God, it was amazing. I mean, that's something that you always dream about. The national championship, obviously, I dreamt about that too, but the Super Bowl and seeing Monday Night Football has always been off the charts, and watching that and saying, man, if I could be there someday and be that guy that they're giving the ball to and scoring touchdowns, all those things, if I could play in a Super Bowl, and the fact that I was able to, it was a dream come true. And it was so much of a dream, I swear, especially the way we started out, because, I'm on the team with Jerry Rice and all the great players that I was on, and Steve Young, and we jump out to 21-0 lead. I was like, man, I hope I don't wake up and find out that I didn't even leave the hotel yet. I'm still in the room, because I couldn't believe how well it started for us. And the fact that we played so well, we got there, and all the guys that I played with, it's just so many amazing teammates that I had. Deion Sanders, was on my team. Ricky Jackson was on my team. I mean, it was just amazing. Charles Mann, all these different people that all came together for this team and wanted to win this championship, and we were able to do it. So many teams in the beginning, they're in training camp and they're saying, wouldn't it be nice to be the champs? But to actually go through it and make it to the championship is so hard, because you could even have an injury and just derail everything. Our quarterback goes down, Jerry Rice, somebody goes down, we'd have been in trouble. So the fact that we were able to keep everybody reasonably healthy and to fight and get through the way we did, and to win that championship the way we did in style, I mean, it's just like a dream come true.
Well, you say in style, I can only imagine after we won Super Bowl 50, that was a locker room. I can only imagine with Deion Sanders, yourself, and some others, how wild it was. But he is Ricky Watters, graduate of the class of 2020, national champion 1988, and Super Bowl champion of Super Bowl 29. Ricky, I could talk to you all day. You're a legend to us all. Thank you. We love you. Go Irish.
Yes, go Irish, baby.